We also understand that with new Senate and House leadership come new statewide priorities for policy and spending. As such, Flagler County leadership has been extremely diligent in prioritizing our funding projects so that they align with new state priorities and funding restrictions.
Lawmakers are laying out their wish list for the upcoming legislative session. Darryl Moody has our top story.
Addressing the Flagler County legislative delegation last week, Flagler County BCC Chair Andrew Dant said local requests for state funding support agriculture, health and safety, resiliency, conservation, recreation, and small business growth.
In support of resilient infrastructure and flood control, we have the design and construction of the Black Branch North drainage system to support and protect the area along Old Hawk Creek Road and the adjacent future State Guard training facility. In support of public health and safety, we propose the relocation and construction of a new sheriff's substation and marine unit located on county-owned land on the Barrier Island. In support of agriculture and small business growth, we propose the renovation and construction of a new wing to the UF IFAS Extension Office. That's another priority, and that's on state-owned lands.
Dan says one request will support land conservation, recreation, and tourism.
We propose the funding to complete our Regional Trails and Conservation Center as a priority. This already has significant funds dedicated to it, so this is a request to complete this project. And it'll be self-sustaining moving forward.
Coming up throughout this week, we'll take a closer look at how much state money local lawmakers will ask for and why.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, January 13th. Registration is now open for the 4th annual Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk.
The city of Palm Coast announced it will host the 4th annual Tunnel to Towers 5K Run Walk, Palm Coast, on Saturday, April 26th at Central Park and Town Center. Patrick Apollonia, Communications and Marketing for the city of Palm Coast.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has supported the families of those that have lost their lives in the line of duty, from first responders, military service members, as well as catastrophically wounded veterans, while also contributing to things like natural disaster relief and, most recently, trying to eradicate veteran homelessness throughout the country.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was formed by Frank Siller, brother of Stephen Siller, who was among the 343 first responders killed at the World Trade Center in New York City on the morning of 9/11/2001.
Being from a multi-generational family of New Jersey firefighters, the story of the foundation really resonates with me personally, but also I think knowing that those that are impacted by the efforts of these events are people of all walks of life, of all backgrounds, whose one common thread is that they have this calling to help others.
The previous 3 events raised nearly $50,000, with all proceeds going to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
This event's a real community effort from the participants to the volunteers. To see all this come together with our Palm Coast Fire Department, who plays such a major role in the pre-run festivities, it's a pretty special morning.
Registration for the Tunnel to Towers 5K Palm Coast is now open at runsignup.com. Participants will be able to sign up and get special early bird rates through Wednesday, January 15th. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Well, it's important for people to understand how to drive their cars, their personal engines, and drive it without the brakes on.
If you want to improve your health and get off your daily medications, the hosts of The Doctors Are In can help.
Dr. Scott and Andrea Cleos offer an educational program they call Shield of Life.
We work through their labs, their x-rays, and their disease processes, and we help reverse disease as best as we can, or at least mitigate it or remiss it, to put it in a stabilized state. But the ultimate goal is transformation, and that they improve their state of health.
Dr. Cleo says they've used it to treat a variety of ailments.
Diabetics 20, 30 years who've been on hundreds of units of insulin, and we come off completely. People with fatty liver disease, cirrhotic liver disease, that we've made significant improvements. A lot of autoimmune patients who make significant changes. It's sometimes commitment. It's sometimes people, we give them advice, we give them guidance, but, sometimes they want to hop around to a million different specialists, and, they really just got to do the work of the rehab and the stimulation.
Dr. Cleo says it's more than just a comprehensive approach to healthcare.
So along with teaching people about the science of nutrition, exercise, sleep, spirituality, and the science of other modalities of healing like electromagnetic frequency. It's a modalities of helping people without taking pharmaceutical companies, putting the knowledge in their hands of how they can protect themselves.
The doctors are in on WNZF every Sunday morning at 8:30. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Daryl Moody.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
The first broadcast of the year on the WNZF Sports Network took place Friday night at the Anderson Gym. The Nice Panthers entered the game against FPC on a 5-game winning streak. Hampton, long three. Good! Anthony Hampton, he can do that. The Bulldogs started the game on a 7-0 run, all courtesy of Anthony Hampton. FPC led 17-12 after one.
And Nashawn Royal, with 10 seconds left, will hold for a final shot. He's guarded up top by Lindsay. Stops out to Hampton. The three. Knocks it down.
Yes!
Anthony Hampton at the buzzer. And the Bulldogs take a 34-22 lead to halftime.
Hampton's buzzer beater capped an 11-2 FPC run to close the half. He had 19 at the break. Underneath,
Wow.
Hackworth blocked that time by Sanders, his third block of the night. Hampton transition three and the bank is open! That gave the Bulldogs a 21-point lead, their largest of the night. Hampton finished with 27.
Oh, Caliendo all by himself, and he throws it down with two hands as the Bulldogs catch Nice sleeping.
Roman Caliendo jams home the Nashawn Royal pass on the break. FPC wins 66-52. Royal finished the game with 14 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Nashawn on the improvements he's made during the season.
My coach is in my ear telling me to have more confidence throughout the season, so I'm picking it up now. Defensively, I've been playing way more defense, and we've been talking as a team, and yeah, we've been executing the game plan right.
The Bulldogs have won 10 of their last 13. If you missed it, Friday's game can be seen on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. This Friday we'll be at the Ship for Matanzas and Seabreeze at 7:30. Pirate Ladies got a season-high 26 from Ruby Fogel in a 47-28 win against Father Lopez to improve to 7-3. The Pirate Boys are at Clay tonight. Soccer Friday, after a scoreless tie in regulation, the FPC boys fell 3-2 in penalty kicks to New Smyrna Beach in their first ever 5-star conference final. The Pirate Boys topped Clay 3-1 for their 9th win of the season.
I'm very humbled by it. It's been a kind of a culmination of a lot of years of putting in a lot of work that people don't see behind the scenes. It's a pretty special thing for me.
That was FPC weightlifting coach Dwayne Hackstrom last July, upon finding out he was selected for the Florida Athletic Coaches Association Hall of Fame. That induction took place this weekend in Orlando. WNZF is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the sports desk, I'm Mike Licio.